Yo, 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 what's good? It's Big Ant back in the building with another episode of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. So stay on your pivot at all times because listen to this. Jim Jones just jumped back into the spotlight with more Verzuz talk, and the internet is already going crazy over it. Now, if y'all remember, hold up, this ain't even the first time Capo started this conversation because sometime last year he pulled up to the Breakfast Club and basically said he wanted smoke with Styles P in the Verzuz and felt like outside of the absolute elite legends, he could beat almost anybody from New York in that setting. He even revisited the Dipset versus LOX battle and admitted they lost because the group wasn't fully locked in together, while still giving respect to the LOX for how prepared and sharp they were that night. Over the years, we've watched Jim and Cam throw little subliminal shots back and forth online, and girl, y'all remember when Jim even had people debating after saying he was hotter than Nas for a period of time before fans immediately started pulling receipts and statistics to shut that down. But that's how Jim Jones moves, man. He knows how to stir the pot and keep his name inside the algorithm. And now, after all the Max B conversations heating back up, he officially challenged Cam to a Verzuz battle and blamed Cam for Dipset losing to the LOX in the first place. Jim literally said, "Tell your mans I want a Verzuz since he made us lose the last one at the Apollo," while telling people to call Swizz and throwing laughing emojis all through the post like he already knew social media would explode over it. Then he doubled down in the caption saying they should settle it once and for all in Harlem, joking that Cam hasn't been around much lately but the city still has love for him regardless. Honestly, you can tell there's probably deeper Harlem politics and private conversations happening behind the scenes because these dudes always find a way to sneak little jabs at each other whenever the cameras are rolling. Jim already crowned himself the algorithm bender because he understands controversy equals clicks, and with his podcast, interviews, and artist-to-artist content dropping nonstop, this felt like another calculated move to dominate the conversation. At the same time, I'm keeping it real, I highly doubt Camron actually accepts the Verzuz challenge, even though he's definitely going to respond, because Cam knows how to entertain the internet without fully stepping into the fire. But let's talk about the matchup for a second, because if we're strictly discussing catalog, influence, and performance energy, I still have Cam edging Jim overall, even though Jim absolutely got records that can shake the room. And hold up, people keep acting as if Dipset lost only because of one person, when the reality is the whole group looked disconnected, unprepared, and completely out of sync during that Verzuz battle. The LOX came in moving like a real unit, feeding off each other's energy, finishing bars together, catching punchlines in real time, and setting Jadakiss up perfectly for those superstar moments that took over the entire show. Meanwhile, Dipset walked out looking separated from jump, almost like everybody had their own game plan instead of approaching it like a team performance. You could tell the LOX rehearsed every transition and every moment, while Dipset seemed like they expected style, jewelry, and nostalgia alone to carry them through the battle. The LOX treated that stage like a championship performance and really gave fans a masterclass on chemistry, execution, and live hip-hop presentation, while Dipset mostly relied on the fact that they had huge records and legendary fashion appeal. At the end of the day, that difference in preparation is exactly why the battle turned out the way it did for Jim Jones and them, whether people want to admit it or not.
Listen to this, man. Dipset was catching that loss regardless because they never looked fully locked in or prepared together for that Verzuz moment. Hold up, even if they came out with more energy, the LOX had years of chemistry and stage experience that was always going to overpower them. I'm just keeping it real. But when it comes to a one-on-one battle between Jim Jones and Camron, Cam definitely got the bigger mainstream catalog over the years. Of course, Jim got records like Ballin' that shook the culture, but way more casual fans instantly recognize Cam's hits once they start playing. Now, don't get it twisted, I would never downplay Jim Jones and the growth he showed as an artist. Girl, I remember when Jim was flooding the streets with DVDs, Harlem visuals, and non-stop mixtapes, and I was tapped into all of it. He absolutely evolved into a solid rapper and kept delivering quality music on project after project. Jim also built his own lane with records that still hit to this day. Hustler's POM was one of those albums I had spinning non-stop back then, back-to-back plays. And let's not forget some of those feature verses where Jim completely blacked out on tracks. I still think about that verse from the We Fly High era in the Feds taking pictures, because he really was talking on those records. He got enough records where people would remember Jim Jones put in serious work over the years. But let's keep it 1,000. Y'all can pick whoever y'all want. I still think Cam wins because those mainstream anthems hit different. You gotta remember records with Kanye, the Master P collaborations, and all those huge cultural moments Cam created. But honestly, this probably never happens because Camron doesn't even seem interested in rap battles anymore. He's more focused on the sports show and media lane now. I think Jim Jones mainly wanted to shake the algorithm up today and maybe respond to some behind-the-scenes tension people don't know about. But that entire Dipset era, legendary. I still go back and listen to Cam, Jules, Jim, all of them. Even the Max B era mixed in with the Harlem movement was crazy to witness in real time. I'm always gonna respect what they brought to hip-hop culture. From Dipset volume tapes to J.R. Ryder, Hell Rel, 40 Cal, and all those Duke to God mixtapes, I was rocking with all of it heavy. So yeah, I salute everything they added to the game, but it definitely feels like they can't fully see eye to eye anymore. Everybody eventually fell out with everybody, and the chemistry just ain't the same now. But at the same time, don't sleep on what the LOX did during that Verzuz either. We Are the Streets was one of those albums I grew up hearing non-stop because my older homies kept that in rotation early. I already knew the LOX from the Bad Boy days and all the Biggie records, but once that Rough Riders era hit, their talent level became undeniable. Jada always got his flowers, but that project really made people appreciate Styles P and Chic Louch as a complete unit too. They went crazy on there, bro. To this day, I can still throw on tracks from We Are the Streets and ride to the entire album straight through. That project aged differently. But yeah, Jim Jones jumped out there today and got everybody talking again. Y'all tell me who y'all really think would win this battle. Jim definitely knows how to control the conversation online. It's Memorial Day and he probably woke up like, man, let me stir this up real quick and see what Cam says back. He has already been clowning Cam with the 50 Cent jokes and studio comments, so this just feels like another chapter of Harlem drama and entertainment. At this point, it is what it is. Harlem artists always seem to throw shots at each other while still keeping the culture alive somehow. I don't know what it is, but they always give each other the hardest time publicly. Let me know what y'all think, because we got more videos coming and way more smoke on the way for sure.
Again, pull up chat, Capo Stream Train, we on there. But for those who don't know what we got going on, Capo Stream Train first 50 get a special invite to the 50 Sub Club. We got 50 slots. The first 50 people will be part of Capo's Sub Club. We're doing a very special Subway Sub Club streaming event for the first 50 subbers, you heard? So sub up, sub up, sub up, hurry up.
I'm gonna have to get more information on Gerald. Yeah, he said he's a Dolphin, but he sound like he the John Wick of Dolphins.
And he popping up. I just seen him. Y'all better keep playing in that water. Gerald out here. Let's see if he gonna pop up again. Tell me if you see them niggas again. Oh, there you go right there. You seen him?